Hello everyone, I'm Travis and let's get wanderlost. Like with most things nowadays, the price of vacations and cruises in general seems to be going up and up. So we figured we'd share some of the tips that we've used in the past to help save money. In this video, we're going to share 5 tips that we think you can use to save some money when booking your next Royal Caribbean cruise. Maybe with some of these tips, you'll be able to spend more money on excursions, that drink package, or just to go on another cruise in the future. So let's get into it. These are in no particular order. We'll start off with one of our favorite tips, which is to book early. Royal Caribbean uses dynamic pricing when pricing their cruises. This means that the more people that are booking, or the more demand that there is, the higher the price will be. And as we get further and further away from COVID and the restart, that means more and more people are going out and going on vacations, especially cruise vacations. And as you can guess, with more people, more demand, and the further you get away, the higher the price goes over time. So because of all this, we definitely recommend booking early. What we mean by booking early is to plan ahead. So let's say you are planning on going on a cruise next August, I would say start looking at prices today. And as soon as you're comfortable with the price of the cruise, we recommend booking. See, in our experience, the longer you wait, the higher that price is going to be. See, Royal Caribbean has a price match policy, so as long as you haven't made the final payment on your cruise, you can always call customer service and have it repriced. So you booked when you were comfortable with the price, and then let's say 4 months down the road, the price drops. You call, have them reprice it, and now you have paid less money for your cruise. We have done just this on several of the cruises that we have booked. When we booked our Alaskan cruise aboard Ovation of the Seas, we were expecting to pay roughly $3,400 for an ocean view balcony. The price over a number of months dropped and dropped and dropped, and we ended up paying below $2,000 for 2 people for this cruise. Every time the price would drop, we would just call Royal Caribbean customer service, ask for it to be repriced, and they would take care of it. This is an extreme example because it drops so much, but on most cruises you will see maybe a drop of a couple $100, and we've always had it taken care of. In a couple months, we will be on a Greek Isle cruise out of Rome. We booked this cruise in March of 2022. We were comfortable with the price, and we said if it ever dropped lower, we would just call and have it repriced. But, as with most things, it actually went up in price every single month. And if you were to book the same cabin on the same cruise, you'd be spending close to $6,000, and when we booked, we paid about $4,400. So by booking early, when we were comfortable with the price, we actually saved money over if we were to wait and book today. A tip to go with this is to actually set up price alerts on a website like Shipmates or cruise.com, so if the price does change, you get an email alert and you can double check the Royal Caribbean website to see if it's actually cheaper. This tip also works with all the dining, drink, and excursion packages that you could purchase on the Royal Caribbean website. If the price goes lower after you book it, you can always cancel what you've booked and rebook it at the lower price. Time is definitely of the essence. Make sure you book early to take advantage of the best prices. Our next tip to save some money on your Royal Caribbean cruise is to use the guaranteed stateroom options when booking. If you've never done a guaranteed stateroom before, what this essentially means is that you book the category you want, let's say an inside, ocean view, balcony, or suite, and Royal Caribbean picks your room for you. By doing this, you can have a room just about anywhere on the ship, on any deck, on any floor, any location. You're at the will of the magic Royal Caribbean machine, and hopefully you get a decent room and a decent spot on the ship. But when you're booking, there could be a discount of maybe $50 all the way up to close to $1,000 just by letting Royal Caribbean select what room you get. We've done the guaranteed stateroom thing a couple times, and each time we've been pretty satisfied with the room that we've gotten. On our most recent cruise on Navigator of the Seas, we did this, and we saved close to $350 by letting Royal Caribbean select which room we got. Now I will say you are taking a risk with this because you could get a room that's not to your 100% liking. The biggest examples of this would be on a Quantum class ship like Ovation, Anthem, Quantum, Spectrum, where you get a balcony room on deck 6 and your view is blocked by a lifeboat. This is also common on Oasis class ships where you do a guaranteed balcony, and you get a Central Park balcony or a Boardwalk view balcony instead of an Ocean view balcony. But if you're not picky and you just really want that class of room, then this might help you out and save you a few bucks. The next tip we have may even help you out with your guaranteed stateroom if you're not happy with it, and that's Royal Caribbean's Royal Up upgrade program. If you've never heard of Royal Up, it is the program that Royal Caribbean uses to upgrade your stateroom. You literally bid on higher category rooms to see if you can actually upgrade. You'll get an email from Royal Up with several categories that are above your current room and what the minimum prices are to make a bid on it. When you actually decide to make a bid on one of these higher categories, it'll give you a slider from the minimum bid to the highest bid, and you pick where you want to be in the middle. If your bid gets accepted, your room gets upgraded, you have a new room and a different category. Your bid is based on per person in double occupancy, so if you bid $100, it's actually a $200 upgrade. I know what you're saying, Travis, you're spending money, how are you saving money? But with the Royal Up program, you can actually get a higher category for cheaper than it would have been to book that category from the beginning. So let's say you book a balcony for $1,000 per person when the suites, like the junior suite, were $2,000 per person. You get your Royal Up, you put in a bid of $500 per person, it gets accepted. You basically have saved about $500 per person on that suite. Again, you're taking a risk by booking a lower class of room and hoping that Royal Caribbean accepts your bid on a higher class of room. We've done the Royal Up program 6 times, and we have only been accepted once. This was on our Harmony of the Seas cruise when we went from an inside cabin to an ocean view cabin. So hopefully when you book your current category, you're happy with that category, and getting an upgrade is more of a bonus. We aren't super lucky, that's why we've only won 1 time out of 6. Just like when we go to Vegas, we usually lose all our money on the slot machines almost immediately. But obviously you can increase your chances of winning one of these bids by increasing your bid. If you're just going to bid the minimum, chances are you're not going to win. We recommend going somewhere in the middle, a little bit less than the middle, and hopefully Royal Caribbean accepts it. As a caveat to the Royal Up program, if you do upgrade to a suite, you get all the benefits of that suite class. The only thing you don't get is the double Crown and Anchor points unless you originally booked a suite class. Our next tip for saving some money on a Royal Caribbean cruise is to wait for the Black Friday sale. We are the first ones to say ignore all of Royal Caribbean's promotional emails and other things that they send out. Save 35%, save 25%, and all that stuff from the emails. Typically, it's the same price. It is just Royal Caribbean trying to drive traffic to their website. Our favorites are when they have a countdown timer on the actual email, and then when the timer runs out, they send out another one that has the exact same sale with an even longer timer. So basically, ignore all that stuff. It doesn't mean anything. The prices may fluctuate a little bit, but with demand pricing, it doesn't change a whole lot. But the one time a year that it does, Black Friday. The Black Friday sale, which is essentially the weekend of Thanksgiving in the United States, is the best time to pay attention to Royal Caribbean's promotional emails. Most recently, I used the Black Friday promotional prices to reprice and buy drink and internet packages for our recent Navigator of the Seas cruise and our June Odyssey of the Seas cruise. Black Friday is typically when you'll see the lowest prices available for the drink packages, excursions, and all that sort of thing. So we make sure to double check what we've already paid versus what it currently is selling for. We definitely recommend waiting or repricing around the Black Friday sale every year. Again, don't get caught up in all of Royal Caribbean's emails and promotional stuff. The timers are just there. The percent offs are really not all that good. Just wait for Black Friday if you're really waiting for a sale. And now for the last tip that we have today. This tip is to use the Next Cruise program when you're currently on a Royal Caribbean cruise. The Next Cruise program is essentially a discount or a promo that Royal Caribbean offers when you're currently on a cruise that gives you onboard credit or money off if you rebook. With this program, you also get a lower down payment, which is usually $100 per person, rather than the typical $250 per person if you book on Royal Caribbean's website. You can take advantage of Next Cruise by visiting the Next Cruise desk on your Royal Caribbean cruise ship, or by going into the Royal Caribbean app and selecting the Next Cruise promo. And if you're unsure of what cruise you actually want to do and you need more than just the time that you're on the ship, you can put down the deposit for your next cruise and then wait a few days, weeks, or even a month, and then call Royal Caribbean to book exactly what you want. With this process, because you've already put down the deposit on Next Cruise, you still get all of the Next Cruise promos that you would get on the ship. We've also noticed that through this promo, the prices on board when you're talking to the Next Cruise representatives are usually better than what's on the Royal Caribbean website. And if you're using a travel agent and you're worried about them getting credit, if you use Next Cruise, your travel agent still gets credit for your next booking. We've done the Next Cruise program on just about every cruise that we have been on. It makes rebooking super easy, and we usually get some onboard credit on our next cruise to use on a drink package or internet package or something along those lines. We definitely recommend using Next Cruise to book your next cruise. So there you go, there's 5 tips to help you save a little bit of money or just not spend as much money on your next Royal Caribbean cruise. If you have any tips that you'd like to share that could help us save some money on our next cruise, please leave them in the comment section below. And as always, please make sure you remember to like and subscribe.